All right, shalom, shalom. Go ahead, call it, bro.
Mark chapter 12 and verse 29 says, Yahawashi answered them, the first of all commandments is, Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God is one Lord. Shema Yasha'Allah, Yahweh Allahayanawa, Yahweh Achad, Aman.
Aman. All right, shalom, shalom. Let me get ones if y'all can hear me in YouTube, ones if y'all can hear me on Clubhouse. One's on YouTube, one's on Clubhouse. Appreciate you. All right, all praises. Today we're going to get into some current events. It's not going to be too much. Then we're going to get into the topic, sifting season, which is also going to deal with the topic of the state of the Israelite community. The state of the Israelite community, right? Or what we call the Israelite community. Okay? So I'll give it a second. I'll let people come in the room. Make sure y'all ping on Clubhouse. Make sure y'all share the YouTube link. Get people in here, and then I'm going to start the class. I pray everybody's having a great day. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. Today is the Sabbath. All right. Okay. It's everybody's Sabbath today, huh? It's everybody's Sabbath today. All praises. At least we on one accord. At least we on one accord, man. You know? All praises. All praises. Give me a second. Give me 1 second. I'm going to just drop this somewhere. All right. So we're going to get into some current events first. There's a lot going on in the world. Whole lot going on in the world. So let's get into that first. Okay. 1 second before we do that. Right. Y'all know what's going on with America, Venezuela, Trump, ICE. I'm not going to get too in depth, but these are things, if you're not in tune with what's going on in the world, these are things you must understand, because we are on the brink of civil unrest. We are in the brink of World War III. Whether you like it, believe it, understand it or not. Okay? So let's get into it. So yeah, read that for me, Barack, if you may.
Says, what resources does Venezuela have apart from the world's most oil?
So just off the title, what you have to understand is Venezuela has the highest amount of oil reserves on earth. Venezuela provides China 60% of its oil. Okay? China is in league with who? Russia. Iran. You see how these same three main countries continue to get recycled in your headlines? Because these are the main countries that have to deal with prophecy. You understand? It has to deal with prophecy. So let's read a little bit of this article. We're going to read a little bit of this article. Go ahead, bro.
Following the abduction of Venezuela's president, Nicolas Maduro, last week, the administration of U.S. President Donald Trump has stated that...
So you see, Trump went right into the country and kidnapped the president and brought him to New York. Go ahead.
It says Donald Trump has stated that it wants to quickly restore the country's oil production and expand its
So we
mining
want to
sector.
quickly restore the country's oil production and expand its mining sector. Why? So America can have that power. And they lie to you through propaganda. They lie to you through social media. That's why who bought TikTok? Who bought what was previously known as Twitter? Who bought them? Amalek bought all of it because they want you to think and believe what they want you to think and believe. It's called propaganda. Let's continue.
It says you have steel, you have minerals, all the critical minerals.
You have steel, you have minerals, all the critical minerals. Go ahead.
They have great mining history that's gone rusty.
They have great mining history that's gone rusty. Look at that. Largest known oil reserves. Look at this. Look at these numbers. Saudi Arabia, then Iran, Canada. Another country that America's saying, oh yeah, you have to stop selling to certain countries, Canada. If you don't stop selling to certain countries, yeah, we're going to take over your oil. This is going on in the news. This is what's happening while you don't want to put your best foot forward and do the work of the Lord. This is to admonish everybody, the brothers, the sisters, because this is what's going on earth. Khan? All right, all praises. Let's go to the next one, right? Let's go to the next one. It says Trump wants to own Venezuela's oil, but its largest oil customer, is speeding toward clean energy. Let's see who this is. Read that for me.
It says President Donald Trump wants the U.S. to sell Venezuela's oil, but who would buy it?
But who's going to buy it? Go ahead.
China has been long.
China. You see that? Go ahead.
Has long been one of Venezuela's biggest customers for oil, but its hunger for that oil is waning as the country pulls off a stunningly fast transition to electric vehicles. That transition means China's oil imports likely won't be seriously disrupted by a recent U.S. military operation in Venezuela and Trump's push for American companies to revitalize the oil infrastructure there, experts told CNN. China will probably be able to procure the oil it needs from Russia or Iran.
See that? These countries again, Russia and Iran, these countries that's in Jeremiah 51, these countries that's in Isaiah chapter 13, this is what's going on right before your very eyes. Biblical prophecy. And the 10 horns are going to hate the whore, NATO, because they are also going to disrupt the power of NATO and the influence that NATO has on these countries. This is what's happening. Khan? All right. Let's go to the next one. U.S. action threatens Venezuela, China oil flows, debt repayment, and investments. Let's read a little bit of this. Go ahead.
Says,
matter of fact, read the yellow. Let's get straight to the point.
It says,
my bad. Let me go a little bit right there.
The U.S. intervention in Venezuela is jeopardizing the flow of discounted Venezuelan oil to China's teapot refineries and will likely impact the role of Chinese oil companies in Venezuela's upstream business. The Trump administration has stated that all Venezuelan oil will now flow through the legitimate and authorized channels consistent with U.S. law.
Look how much that sounds. All your oil now going. What he's saying is, I just took over. All your oil coming through us.
Right.
Straight up. Ain't nothing you could do about it. Ain't nothing you could say about it. That's literally what they're saying. Not all the legitimate. What's so legitimate about you? Let's continue. Read.
A fraction of Venezuela's oil exports to China are allocated for repaying debt, which is estimated to be US $10 billion to $12 billion, less than 10% of Venezuela's total debt. The U.S. intervention has increased the geopolitical risk of future Chinese investments in Latin America.
Let's continue. It's just like, America also invaded who and bombed who? Do y'all know? In Nigeria. Why? Who's there? China and Russia. That's getting all of their minerals and natural resources, and shipping them off there. This is a war, not because of terrorism. It's not because of this guy's being evil and bad to his people. Oh my God, we have to rescue Venezuela. We have to rescue Colombia. We have to rescue Mexico. We have to go to Greenland. Iran must be stopped. No, these are political war games. That's what it is. It's geopolitics. And what is America so good at doing? They send in and create certain regimes that is also known as ISIS and Al Qaeda. Those were created by America. That's who they were made by. Just like they create these regimes in Latin America to go against the government. So now, oh my God, look, you have this. Nah. America creates the problem and comes in and acts like he solves the problem. And then they hail America. And then they're stealing everything from these countries. This has been repetitive since the conception of this country. Continue to read.
It says the implications of the U.S. removal of President Nicolas Maduro from Venezuela to face charges, and U.S. courts go beyond Venezuela. Testing the Trump administration stated national strategic goal of limiting the presence and influence of non-hemispheric competitors.
Non-hemispheric competitors, notably China. This is what this is about. It's a war game. Because China is becoming, and Russia is becoming, and Iran is becoming, also through the power of India, they're becoming the superpowers of the world. It's that simple, man. Let's go to the next article. Now look at this. The U.S. arms sales to Taiwan threaten peace in Taiwan Strait. What is Taiwan? Where's Taiwan next to? China. Has not been China in the past year been doing a bunch of drills surrounding Taiwan, getting ready to invade? Why? Because Taiwan has one of the #1 stockpile of rare minerals that have everything to deal with your technology. It's that simple. Let's read a little bit of this. Read that paragraph.
Says the United States blatantly.
They said, listen, this is what we do. Trump is a thug. Let's be real. That's a wild man. And every time I look at him, I think of that show in the 90s. Remember? You're fired. Remember that? You're fired. That's what I think about. It's like he's going to countries and he's like, you're fired. I'm taking over. Like, give me this. That's what's going on, man. Yeah, read.
The United States blatantly announced its plan to sell massive advanced weapons to China's Taiwan region in December 2025. It grossly violated the One China principle, and the 3 China-U.S. joint communiques infringed on China's sovereignty, security, and territorial integrity, and undermined peace and stability in the Taiwan Strait.
So look what happens. Okay, we're gonna take this country that supplies 60% of your oil, and we're going to arm Taiwan with our military weaponry. This is all the past week. Because it's war games. This is what you see happening. Let's continue. Let's look at this. U.S. seizes Venezuela-linked tankers. Read that for me.
Says the U.S. has seized 2 oil tankers linked to Venezuela.
Matter of fact, let's jump. Not matter of fact, I don't feel like doing all of that. Just read that.
U.S. has seized 2 oil tankers linked to Venezuela, including a Russian-flagged vessel.
A what?
A Russian-flagged vessel.
You see? They also seized a Russian-flagged vessel. Go ahead.
President Donald Trump is not afraid to continue seizing sanctioned oil tankers despite concerns that it could ratchet up tensions with Russia and China, the White House said.
They don't care. It's that simple. Oh, Russia, that's a Russian flag? Oh, that's a tanker? Come here. Let me holler at you for a second. Yeah, let's We're going to seize all of this. Y'all all going to jail. And yeah, we're going to take this oil. Thank you. Good looks. Let's continue. Trump hints at more military invasions. Here are the countries to watch. So if you've been paying attention to a lot of these speeches, again, these geopolitics, you will realize and see that Trump is pointing at other countries. So let's just name a few, right? Let's just name a few. Colombia.
Yep, you mentioned that.
Right next to Venezuela. Okay, Colombia, cool. Cuba. Who's Cuba linked with? Russia. Has been linked with Russia since what, the 50s? Okay. Mexico. You see? These dudes ain't playing no games, man.
Made a list.
He made a list, man. And Greenland. Why Greenland? It's a very interesting, specific place. Let's see. Now, Trump is desperate, right? Another article. Trump is desperate to take Greenland. Can NATO defend itself, and is it willing to? Because that's what NATO owns. Right? What does Greenland have? Do you know the amount of natural resources that's within Greenland? It's amazing. Look it up. Google it. Look into these things. This is the war games that is happening, man. You understand? Let's continue, man. Quick, this is a quick current events, and then we're gonna get into something else, right? Key location. Always trying to sell somebody something. Key location, rare natural resources. Why Trump says the U.S. needs Greenland. We need this. Because of everything that's there. This is about being the superpower of the world. This is about oppressing others. This is about being the world power. And everybody is going to look at America and begin to hate the whore. Just as the sanctions is happening. Because nobody wants to use the US dollar. What makes you think that the same thing they did to Saddam Hussein? Do you know how rich that country was? Look at it now. It's rubble and heap. That's what it is. What about Libya with Gaddafi? Huh? What about that?
Trash.
A rich country. Venezuela was the same thing. Now it's falling apart. It was a rich country. Booming in its economy. Booming even in its tourists going there. And them setting up all of these beautiful things so people of Europe could travel and all these other countries could travel there. You want to know what it's going to turn into? Hell. There's regimes that are now going against the government. Since when? They were created. Right. That's what it is. They were created. This is what's going on in the world, man. You understand? World War III and the impended doom of this earth is on the rise. And more, as you see these headlines, is more and more we're going to get closer to the finish line. Khan? All right. Now, ICE. Right? ICE. ICE. Let me click this off for a second. ICE. Okay. Now, I remember maybe about a month ago, riding with my boy in the whip, right? We was both on lunch break. And we going down the block. You know what I'm saying? Get some pizza or whatever, pizzeria right down the block. We both took the same lunch. So we riding down the block, literally quiet, just tired from work. We riding, and I hear the radio. On the radio, there is an ad for people to join ICE. I'm like, what is going on right now? They offering all this money, a bonus check, this and that, this and that. I'm like, this is crazy. This is crazy. Right? Now, let me put this back up. Let's read this. Read that, Lord. Before we get into, matter of fact, I'll say it real quick. Salakia. I'll say it real quick. ICE just murdered somebody where? Minneapolis. The same town, they also ripped out a dude from Africa that was sitting in the parking lot at his job asking him for papers. At the same time, they were raiding a high school. A high school. This is what's happening, man. What about a month, 2 months ago when they were marching through the streets of Chicago and locking up people? What about a month, 2 months ago when they were capturing Cubans in Florida and shipping them to Mexico? They talk about all this persecution everywhere else. You don't see persecution right here on the soil of America? The separation of families? This is the hypocrisy of America, man. And this is the lack of love from the powers that be and the people that rule this earth. America's like the promised land to a lot of people in South America. You want to know why? Because they don't have the medicine we have here. Now, let's see how much these people love their child, right? They go to one stop, they separate from their child, right? Let's say they're coming from Honduras, and they have to go through Mexico. And they look at their child and they say, listen, I'll see you in a week. This child has to go through all these places with this certain caravan. They finally see their parent within a week in the middle of Mexico. And then they both go through the border together because that child has diabetes or that child has ailments, and that country doesn't have the medication that America has. But instead of taking that into consideration, you say you don't have papers, and then they separate you from your child, and your child goes missing forever. And then you're back in Mexico wondering where your son is. On the same exact thing that was happening with the Epstein files. All of this is connected, man. It's wickedness, it's wizardry. These men are warlocks. These people are disgusting. And this is what's happening on the soil of the land of the brave, the home of the free. America. Spelled with 3 Ks. This is what's happening right here. But this is the place of love and freedom. Those people on the border look at this place as the promised land because they can finally eat. They can finally get a job. They don't have to be oppressed. And then they come here thinking this is the promised land. And then they're separated from their families and oppressed and put in cages for weeks and months. You ever seen those cages on the border? Yeah. Ridiculous. FEMA camps. They look like concentration camps. And they got them starving there and having all this feces all over each other. This is what's going on, man. And now you have all these protests all across the country. But nobody wants to talk about this. They talk about the genocide that's going on in Gaza. And yes, there is a genocide going on in Gaza, but there's been a genocide going on this part of the planet for centuries. Centuries, man. Let's put this back up. Go ahead, read that.
Following the creation of immigration.
Read the title first, please.
ISIS's unprecedented growth explained. Following the creation of Immigration and Customs Enforcement, which is ICE, in 2003, the agency charged with enforcing U.S. immigration law has enjoyed growing budgets under both Democrats and Republicans. But the budget bill passed by Congress and signed by President Donald Trump on July 4, 2025, is set to add $170.7 billion.
$170.7 billion. Huh? There is only 5 countries on the earth. There is only 5 countries on the earth in the past year that have a higher budget than ICE. And who are they targeting? Think about that. Who are they targeting? South Americans, Central Americans, Haitians, Jamaicans, Caribbeans, Dominicans. That's who they're targeting. They ain't raiding Chinatown. They ain't raiding Little Poland. There's a Little Poland in Connecticut. They ain't raiding over there when a lot of those people don't have papers. Finish it up, Lord.
To the immigration and border enforcement budget across several involved agencies over the next 4 years. Additional funding to ICE detention and staffing is set to increase ICE's budget more than threefold to an average of approximately $37.5 billion annually over the next 4 years.
Over the next 4 years. Look at that, man. Look at this. Look at that. Look how. That's ridiculous.
Ireland defense spending a major word. That's wild.
Absolutely ridiculous. These men are domestic terrorists. That's what ICE is. The government in the land of the free is investing in domestic terrorism and making America great again. Now, if you don't know, there is also anti-government protests being spread in Iran. They're raiding the actual, it's like exactly what happened a couple years ago in DC, Washington, DC, when they raided the Capitol building.
Oh, yeah.
That's happening right now in Iran. Who do you think is causing this? Who do you think is sending in? Do you know last summer they caught spies funded by America and funded by Mossad in Iran?
The woman that was killed in Minneapolis was a paid protester.
Say it again.
The woman in Minneapolis was a paid protester, if you guys didn't know.
Look at that. This is propaganda before your very eyes.
And she wasn't from Minneapolis. She was from Colorado.
Colorado.
She died and she had kids she left behind in Colorado with one of the fathers of her children already dead.
You see? This right here this is what you call order out of chaos. Okay. This will usher in this is what they're trying to usher in, is this complete one world government. This electronic system, biometrics, computer chips in people. This is what they're trying to usher in, man. Let's go to this last article.
That's why, like, when,
oh no, we read this earlier.
Like when you see like certain sci-fi movies,
you're gonna have to speak up.
That's why, like, when you see certain sci-fi movies, they try to play on people's emotions, like
facts.
Because what they're trying to do is warm everybody's hearts up to the world that they're trying to usher in.
Absolutely.
Like they they try to have you side with robots, you know what I'm saying, and have robots be part of people's families. So now it's playing on your psyche. So when you start to actually see it in society, it's you're more accepting to them.
Exactly. It's like, think about it. Let's be honest. When we were in high school, when the whole the invasion of Iraq was going on, what did they tell you? Weapons of mass destruction. And you know how many people believe that? Yeah, we're gonna get them. We're gonna get them, man. Yeah, dude. You barked up the wrong tree, bro. Get a load of this guy. Right? Just like you had in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, how many movies did you see about terrorism from Saudi Arabia, from all of those countries? How many movies did you see about Russia having issues with America? It's propaganda. That's what all of this is. It's psyops. It's mind control. You know what I'm saying? So take this off the screen. So I hope y'all continue to look at all of this, the current events that's going on in the world, man. But now we're gonna get into another topic. Go ahead, Lord.
Just to point out, the year just started. So
Yeah, it just started.
all this happened. All this stuff just happened.
It just started. They ain't playing no games. They're not playing no games, man. That boy Trump, boy, that boy a gangster. He said, "Yeah, man, Satan know he has a short time, so let me wild out a little bit." He went to Venezuela. He said, "You fired. You coming back over here? Come on, son." Matter of fact, get Maccabees real quick.
Yep.
It's First Maccabees 3. Let me get that real quick. First Maccabees 3 and 17, Lord. Go right there.
First Maccabees chapter 3 and verse 17.
Go ahead.
Who, when they saw the host coming to meet them, and said unto Judas, how shall we be able, being so few, to fight against so great a multitude and so strong, seeing we are ready to faint with fasting all this day?
You see that? So they looked at this military and they said, how are we going to be able to fight them? That's the minds of many people today. They look at ICE and they say, how are we going to stop it? Especially with that budget that is higher than only 5 countries in the world have a higher budget than ICE right now. I want that to settle in again. How can you conquer that? How can you beat that? How can you stop what America is beginning to do upon the earth? Keep reading.
Verse 18. Unto whom Judas answered, it is no hard matter for many to be shut up in the hands of a few.
He said, man, this ain't hard, bro. Go ahead. This is the mind you have to have. Go ahead.
And with the God of heaven, it is all one to deliver with a great multitude or a small company.
He said, man, with the Most High, with the God that we serve, like I said before, we serve the God of the slaves, man. That's who we serve. We serve the God that is sparking a revolution in the minds of many blacks and Hispanics across the 4 corners of the earth, the children of Israel, where they said that is not the children of God, but we have been adopted back into the family. We are that wild olive branch that is drawing the root again, which is Christ. Through the blood of our Messiah, we are able to come back to the Most High and change our conscience. So now we can put in the groundwork to actually do things that we're supposed to be doing. Khan?
Khan.
All right, continue to read, Lord. We're going to read down to 22.
Khan, for the victory of battle standeth not in the multitude of an host, but strength cometh from heaven.
You see that? Our strength comes from the Most High. That's who our strength comes from. They talk about persecuting, They're persecuting Christians in Africa. Yes, they are. But they're persecuting Christians in America. That's what ICE is doing. Kidnapping people and sending them to countries that they're not even from. Separating families. Continue.
They come against us in much pride and iniquity to destroy us.
They come against us in much pride. Let's send back these Hispanics, these Jamaicans, these Haitians. Let's get rid of them. Come on.
And our wives and children, and to spoil us. But we fight for our lives and our laws.
Say it again.
But we fight for our lives and our
We
laws.
fight for our lives and our laws. The law that is going to bring morality back onto the earth. The Torah will reign on the earth again, man. That is going to be the law. Continue.
Wherefore the Lord himself will overthrow them before our face. And as for you, be ye not afraid of them.
Don't be afraid of them. Don't be afraid of ICE. Don't be afraid of the military of America. Don't be afraid of what Trump is doing. Do the work, keep the law, keep the faith, and do what you have to do in your community, in your household, in your brotherhood, in your sisterhood. That should be your mind. Occupy until the time comes. All right. Now, now dealing with this, what we're living in is what I like to call a sifting season. Anybody know what sifting is? All right, when you take a sheave and you put all of the dirt in it, right? Or you can even put some wheat in it, and all the things that you want stay on the top, and everything falls through the bottom.
Like when you're sifting for gold.
Exactly, like sifting for gold, as the general just said. This is what the Most High is doing. But he's doing it where first? In the house of the Lord. That's what he's doing. He's sifting amongst the children of Israel. Because what the children of Israel needs is leaders. What the children of Israel needs is a revolution. What the children of Israel needs is an example on how to live. That's what the children of Israel need. Let's go to Peter's. 1 Peter's 5, and I believe it's verse 8.
Roaring line.
Yes.
First Peter chapter 5 and verse 8. Be sober, be vigilant.
Be sober, be vigilant. Sober meaning having a clear mind. Go ahead.
Because your adversary, the devil,
Because your adversary, the devil, come on,
as a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour.
As a roaring lion walking about, seeking whom he may devour. Now, let me tell you something. I'm a geek. I'm a nerd. I like National Geographics, right? Me and the General Shamak talk about it all the time. We'd be like, the ants? Let me tell you something. It'd be like the ocean. You know what I'm saying? It's amazing. But why do I say that, right? Have you ever studied how lions hunt? They hunt in a military fashion. They send one that you can see and the others surround that you can't see. So while you think you're running from one, you run right into the other. That's how lions hunt in their pride. You understand? Now, it compares the devil as a roaring lion. You see, that's what the devil, and that's how the devil attacks you. This is spiritual warfare. You understand? Whether you like it, believe it, understand it or not, we are being attacked as a people on all levels. On all levels. And let me tell you something. Since Satan knows his time is short, and he understands and has tried everything in the book. You name it, Satan has done it. The mass experimentation through birth control on the island of Puerto Rico. A lot of people don't know about that. Very first place that it happened. The mass incarceration, the drug epidemic of the 80s going into the 90s, the opioid epidemic that is beginning to affect them, but it's still in our neighborhoods. All of this is what Satan has done to our people over and over again, time and time again. But yet we still rise. And yet we're still waking up. Yet we're still putting in the work, and we're healing our homes and marriages and fatherhood and motherhood and brotherhood and sisterhood. And we're beginning to do what we have to do for each other and restore each other in the spirit of God. So what is Satan doing? He goes back to his original thing that he used in the beginning. Woman and doctrine. That's what he's doing. Now, what is this? What is also symbolized as a woman having doctrine? Babylon. It's repetitive in the scriptures. Get the book of Sirach. The book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 19 and verse 2.
Sirach,
because this is how Satan is beginning to divide as a roaring lion. Come on.
Sirach chapter 19 and verse 2. Wine and women.
Say it again.
Wine and women.
Wine and women. Ooh wee. Everybody loves wine and women. Okay. Let's be honest here. Let's be honest here. Look in the mirror and tell me you don't love wine and women. Especially the Black, Hispanic, and Native American woman. The most beautiful creation on the planet. Salakia. Straight up. Straight up. Wine and women what? Read it again.
Wine and women will make men of understanding.
Will make men. Read it again. A little slower. Okay.
Wine and women.
Wine and women. Come on.
Will make men of understanding.
Will make men of understanding. Not a regular average Joe. Not your guy that just focus on his 9 to 5 and he just pays his bills and goes home and smokes his joint. No, not those guys. The men of understanding. Come on.
Will make men of understanding to fall away.
Will make men of understanding to fall away. Wine and woman. What is that wine also in representation of? What is even the woman in representation of? We're gonna go through the precepts. We're gonna give you this understanding so you can see the spiritual warfare that's going on. Go ahead.
And he that cleaveth to harlots will become impudent.
And he that cleaveth to harlots will become impudent, meaning you're going to be nothing. What is somebody who's impudent? He can't have a seed. He can't grow fruit. You will be nothing. That's what the Lord is saying. Let's go. Let's have the understanding of how a literal woman can make you fall. Okay? Let's go to Judges. What's that? 16, right? Start at verse 15. We're going to read down to about verse 20.
So 17.
16.
Come on, Judges chapter 16 and verse 16. And it came to pass.
Can you start at 15, please?
Yep.
Thank you.
Verse 15. And she said unto him, how canst thou say I love thee when thine heart is not with me? Thou hast mocked me these 3 times and hast not told me wherein thy great strength lieth.
So she's whining and dining. Who is this about? Who's this about?
We know.
Go ahead, Lord.
Samson.
Samson. That's what this is about. And he just loved that woman Delilah. He looked at her and said, listen, man, I know she a Philistine, but Lord, I need that. That is what I need. You know how many brothers be like, I need that. And that woman is your Delilah. And look, she whined and dined him. She said, man, your heart not with me. I keep asking you, how do you get your strength? Like, how are you so strong? You know, she ain't say it like that. She said she was whining and dining him, probably rubbing his back, braiding his hair. Like, how are you so strong, my love? Go ahead.
Thou hast mocked me these 3 times, and hast not told me wherein thy great strength lieth.
Mm-hmm.
And it came to pass, when she pressed him daily with the words, and urged him, so that his soul was vexed unto death, that he told her all his heart.
Read verse 16 again. Read a tiny bit slower, Lord. Salakia.
And it came to pass, when she pressed him daily
She
with the
pressed
words,
him daily. Every day she like, yo, listen, my Lord. Adonai, Adawan, please. Go ahead.
and urged him, so that his soul was vexed unto death.
He said, yo, man, this woman getting on my... Go ahead.
That he told her all his heart, and said unto her, There hath not come a razor upon mine head, for I have been a Nazarite unto God from my mother's womb.
He said, because my mother never touched my head with a razor. I was born into the vow of a Nazarite. So his power came from what? From his hair? It came from the Lord. That's where his power really came from. But in his mind, it was the hair. But it really was from the Most High. Continue.
If
You
I
see, a lot of times you think your power will come from how powerful you can break down a verse. You think your power will come from you continue to cut people. You think your power will come from how fly your garments look. You think your power will come from how many men you have in your camp. No. Your power comes from the Most High. And when you start to forget those things, that's when you will fall and fail into the hands of Delilah. You understand? Remember, everything was written aforetime was written for your what? For your learning. So you must read the stories of your forefathers and learn from their mistakes so you can be perfect. You understand? David didn't have David to read about. We do. Samson did not have Samson to read about. Saul did not have Saul to read about. We had our ancestors to read about and to see their failures and to see their sin and correct them. Khan? Continue.
Verse 17, that he told her all his heart, and said unto her, There hath not come a razor upon mine head, for I have been a Nazarite unto God from my mother's womb. If I be shaven, then my strength will go from me.
You see that? He think it's him. Yeah, if I shave my hair, I'm going to be weak. Come on.
If I be shaven, then my strength will go from me, and I shall become weak and be like any other man. And when Delilah saw that he had told her all his heart, she sent and called for the lords of the Philistines.
She set him up. All right? If nobody read this story, read this. Read the entire book of Judges. It's amazing. Continue.
She called for the lords of the Philistines, saying, Come up this once, for he hath showed me all his heart. Then the lords of the Philistines came up unto her and brought money in their hand. And she made him sleep upon her knees, and she called for a man, and she caused him to shave off the 7 locks of his head. And she began to afflict him, and his strength went from him.
Go ahead.
And she said, The Philistines be upon thee, Samson. And he awoke out of his sleep and said, I will go out as at other times before and shake myself. But he wist not that the Lord was departed from him.
You see that? The Lord was departed from him. But at the end, what's the end of the story, Barack? What happens? You don't got to read it. Just say it. What happens at the end? Because I know you love this story. What happens at the end of the story?
He avenges himself and prays unto the Lord, to bring down the pillars, because everyone's partying and they're cheering and sacrificing to their God, because Samson was finally delivered, and he kills roughly 3,000 people around that number by making the pillars collapse on everyone. And
so he made the pillars collapse. He made the pillars collapse.
He said all his might.
Because his strength came from where? Heaven. The Most High, from heaven. We just read that in Maccabees. Khan? See that whining woman, boy, will cause a man of understanding to fall. Now, let's go to Proverbs 5. Proverbs 5 and verse 3. The book of Proverbs, chapter 5 and verse 3. Go ahead, look.
Proverbs chapter 5 and verse 3. For the lips of a strange woman.
For the lips of a strange woman. Go ahead.
For the lips of a strange woman drop as in honeycomb,
Mhm.
and her mouth is smoother than oil.
Smoother than oil, boy. You ever met a sister like that? You be like, man, this girl, boy. That's why Sean laughing. Look at her. Boy, meet that. You be like, damn, son. This sister know how to talk. Come on.
But her end is bitter as wormwood, sharp.
Her end is bitter as wormwood, sharp as a two-edged sword. Next verse. Verse 5. Watch this.
Her feet go down to death.
Her feet go down to death. Sin. Come on.
Lest, Salah.
Mhm.
Her feet go down to death. Her steps take hold on hell.
Her steps take hold on hell. Now, let me show you how this has a duality in it. Because when you keep reading the book of Proverbs 5, it talks about doctrine. Jump down to verse 15.
Verse 15.
Because it's showing you that this strange woman is not just a literal strange woman. It's also false doctrine and false teachings that will bewitch you. And many people are being bewitched. Go ahead.
Verse 15. Drink waters out of thine own cistern.
Drink waters out of your own cistern. Come on.
Let thy fountains be dispersed abroad, and rivers of waters in the streets.
And rivers of waters in the streets. If he speaketh on me as the scripture had said, out of his mouth shall flow rivers of living water. That's doctrine. You understand? Now let's jump and let's understand the wine. Okay? Let's go to Isaiah 28 and 5. The book of Isaiah, chapter 28 and verse 5.
Isaiah chapter 28 and verse 5.
Come on.
In that day shall the Lord of hosts be for a crown of glory and for a diadem of beauty unto the residue of his people.
So there's going to be a day, of course, that the Lord is going to be that glory that shines upon his people. Read.
And for a spirit of judgment to him that sitteth in judgment, and for strength to them that turn the battle to the gate.
Mm-hmm.
But they also have erred through wine.
But they have also erred through wine. This is not literal wine. Okay? It's not. This is doctrine. Come on.
But they also have erred through wine, and through strong drink are out of the way. The priest and the prophet have erred through strong drink. They are swallowed up of wine.
Mm-hmm.
They are out of the way through strong drink. They err in vision. They stumble in judgment.
Go ahead.
For all tables are full of vomit and filthiness, so that there is no place clean.
All their tables are filled with vomit and filthiness. No place is clean because of everything that they're spewing out of their mouths, man. It's all falsehood. Just as what does a dog do? He returns to his what? His vomit. You once left the world. Now you're returning to it. You left Christianity. Now you're returning to it. You left Islam. Now you're returning to it. Everything you once taught against, you're returning to it. Go to Isaiah, go to the next chapter, 29, and read verse 9.
Isaiah chapter 29 and verse 9. Stay yourselves and wonder. Cry ye out and cry. They are drunken, but not with wine.
You see that? They drunk, but not with wine. Come on.
They stagger, but not with strong drink.
They stagger, but not with strong drink. Come on.
For the Lord hath poured out upon you the spirit of deep sleep.
The Lord hath poured out upon you the spirit of deep sleep. And how are you getting put in deep sleep? False doctrine. That's how. Things that comfort you. Go ahead.
And hath closed your eyes. The prophets and your rulers, the seers, hath he covered.
Now let's go to 1 Peter 4. 1 Peter 4. 17.
1 Peter chapter 4 and verse 17. For the time has come that the judgment must begin at the house of God.
See, the judgment has to begin at the house of God, man. So while you see all of these wars and rumors of wars and persecution happening throughout the world and famine and disease and bombs dropping in the middle of cities and kids dying and getting unalived, while you continue to see all of this mayhem happening across the earth, judgment must come here first amongst the people that profess to be prophets and priests and seers and leaders and shepherds. It must come here first. And that's why you see this happening. That's why you see false doctrine ushering in. That's why you see everybody's now coming against the prophets. That's why you see all of this going on, because judgment must start here. Keep reading.
And if it first begin at us, what shall be the end of them that obey not the gospel of God?
You see that? And if it first begins with us, what shall the end be of them that obey not the gospel? So if we have to get judged, imagine the people that are not teaching and keeping the gospel, that are not keeping Torah. Imagine their judgment. Go ahead.
And if the righteous scarcely be saved,
And if the righteous scarcely be saved, we scarcely shall be saved. By the skin of our teeth, we're going to be saved. Off of nothing and off of no merit that we deserve by the faith and the blood of the Messiah and us putting in this work, that we shall be saved. You understand? Go ahead.
and if the righteous scarcely be saved, where shall the ungodly and the sinner appear?
Where shall the ungodly and the sinner appear? Get Luke 22:31.
Luke chapter 22 and verse 31.
Uh-huh.
And the Lord said, Simon, Simon.
Who's
Behold.
Simon? Huh? Peter, the rock of the church. The rock of the church. Read.
And the Lord said, Simon, Simon, behold, Satan hath desired to have you,
Satan has desired to have you. Come on.
that he may sift you as wheat.
That he may sift you as wheat. So if Satan wants the leaders, who is he going to attack? The leaders.
Right.
Because when you attack the shepherds, the sheep shall follow, and the sheep shall fall. You understand?
Yep.
So the men that are inspired to be leaders, examine yourself daily. Do not fall into women and wine. Do not get sidetracked with the nonsense that is going on, not only in the world, but what they call the Israelite community. And when I say community, I say it with quotes. Because the Israelite community is no different than anybody else outside. It's the same bitterness. It's the same gossip. It's the same hate. It's the same adultery with fringes and a head wrap. It's the same everything. Everything you see in the world is happening in the community. You understand?
I'll also add to that is, you know, learn humility.
Say it again. Learn humility, the general just said.
Learn humility because you have to understand, first of all, a lot of people who's in leadership positions don't necessarily want to be there. They just answer the call.
There you go.
That's one. Two.
If I may just repeat it, because I just want to say it for people that might not be able to hear you. What the general said is that the men, a lot of these leaders are not leaders by choice, but they were placed in these positions by the Spirit of the Most High.
And so, like, through humility, you have to learn how to take instructions, because the people who's in the leadership positions, all they want to do is help you and cultivate you to shine to where they're at, so you can be leaders.
There you go. There you go. So what the general Shamak is saying is that the men who are in the leadership positions are trying to cultivate you and guide you to become better men than we are. That's what he's saying. And a lot of that is going to come with rebukes. A lot of that is going to come with being stern. A lot of that is going to come with counsels. Because guess what? We were those hard-headed Israelites. That's what they don't understand. We were those guys. We were the guys that didn't listen. We were the guys that skipped class. We were the guys that skipped camp. We were the guys that didn't want to work out. We were the guys that were having marriage issues. We were the guys that still wanted to play a little bit in the streets. That was us. So when we have people that come into the school, you want to know what we see? We see us. We see the same people that we were once. And that's why we try to cultivate you and guide you to become who we are still becoming. You understand? Okay. Now, let's go to 1 Corinthians chapter 3. Good old Paul. Good old Paul. And no, I do not rob Peter to pay Paul. I don't do that. Okay? I don't do that. Verse 9.
1 Corinthians chapter 3 and verse 9. For we are laborers together with God.
Say it again.
We are laborers together with God.
Are you a laborer for the Most High? Do you put in work? What do you do on your day off? What do you do when there's no brothers around? Where is your mind? What are you focused on? What are you thinking about? Are you worried about sports all day? Are you worried about bagging shorty that you that just got hired at your job? Right? What are you thinking about? What about you, sister? What are you thinking about? Read it again.
For we are laborers together with God.
For we are supposed to be laborers together with God. We are supposed to be a well-oiled machine. But when one piece of that machine goes wrong, what happens? The work stops. That's what happens. I fix machines for a living. I hate it. Absolutely abhor the job. Right? Come home tired, feet hurting, cranky, hungry. Right? Some days I'm so tired I don't even want to eat. Grease all over me. But usually when the machine goes down, it's one little thing. And the entire operations of that entire machine completely fails. Ask yourself, are you that part of the machine that is causing everything else to fail for the production of your camp, the production of your school, the production of your household, the production of your brotherhood? Are you that pivotal piece that is making everybody else fall? Ask yourself that. What happened when the man took home that Babylonian garment? And he put it under his tent?
When the man went up to battle and lost, and immediately
Everybody's getting killed and murked because that one man said, "This is fly. Look at this. This Pele, look at this Pele leather jacket." Y'all brothers know what I'm talking about. All right. That Pele, boy. Remember that Pele? If y'all don't know what Pele is, man, listen, man. No fashion in your bloodline. But anyway, back to the story at hand. He had that fly garment up, put it under his tent, and caused many people to die because he was that one pivotal piece. Are you that one pivotal piece that is not doing what they have to do? Ask yourself that. And don't think that the Most High won't remove you. Because the Most High will remove you and replace you with 5 other men. That's what happened. The Most High will remove 5 men who aren't doing anything and then replace it with one man that did better things in a matter of a month than those 5 men did in years. That's what the Most High do. I've seen it. Khan? I've seen it. Read it again.
For we are laborers together with God. You are God's husbandry, you are God's building.
Mm-hmm.
According to the grace of God, which is given unto me, as a wise master builder, I have laid the foundation, and another buildeth thereon.
Mm-hmm.
But let every man take heed how he buildeth thereupon.
Let every man take heed how he buildeth thereupon. Every man must take heed on your individual work, because salvation is personal, and the kingdom of heaven cometh not by observation. We are not Christians. We don't sit back and just, Jesus is coming, baby. Yes, Lord. No, we have to put in this work. That's what we have to do. Every day, your mind should be thinking of new ideas, new possibilities, new growth, more brothers, feeding the youth, clothing the homeless. Your mind should continue to think on how to push this truth forward and how to bring this community together. And I'm not just talking about the Israelite community. I'm talking about the Black, Hispanics, and Native Americans of Negro and Indian descent, because they are the Israelite community too. Those gangbangers is the Israelite community too. Those drug dealers is the Israelite community too. And they need to get pulled out of that madness just as we were. And it ain't always going to happen with, here's a pamphlet, brother. See that 12 chops on? You an Israelite. That's not always going to work. Yeah. It's going to work by how you move, how you act, how you speak. When they see you in the communities doing what you have to do. You understand? 1 second. They's telling me. Let me get ones in the chat if y'all can hear me. They told me I'm on mute. Appreciate that. Okay, y'all can hear me. They can hear me, man. Appreciate that, Azariah, man. Azariah, that's the leader of the YNs, man. But anyway, leader of the YNs. Let's read. Keep reading.
Verse 11. For other foundation can no man lay than that is laid, which is Yahawashi Hamashiach.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if any man build upon this foundation gold.
Now, if any man build upon this foundation gold, silver, precious stones, wood, hay, stubble, every man's work shall be made manifest. For the day shall declare it, because it shall be revealed by fire. What happens to gold in fire? Becomes purified. Same thing with silver. Same thing with these precious metals and stones. But what about wood, hay, and stubble? They burn up. A lot of you brothers and sisters have given nothing but wood, hay, and stubble. That's all you've given. You have given nothing. You have done nothing but take. You haven't given anything back to the Lord. You have sat in Passovers. You have sat in councils. You have sat at camps and have given nothing to the Lord, man. Nothing. Well, your work is going to get burnt up in that day. And it's going to get revealed on the foundation that you've laid upon. I'm going to read that again. It says, now if any man build upon this foundation gold, silver, precious stones, wood, hay, stubble, every man's work shall be made manifest, for the day shall declare it, because it shall be revealed by fire, and the fire shall try every man's work of what sort it is. If any man's work abide, which he hath built thereupon, he shall receive a reward. So if your work lasts through the fire, then you get your reward. You understand? This is what the scriptures is talking about. What are you doing? If you ain't doing anything, and if you are selfish and you're only worried about yourself and you don't put in the brick to do things in your community, there should be no reason you should get a phone call from us. I'm gonna be honest. You should be calling us. We shouldn't be calling you, asking you what are you doing. You should be calling us and say, these are the ideas I have. Can boom, 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 and can this get green lighted? We got this. Let's gather this. Can we do this? And if you can't, if that's not on your mind, just want you to ask yourself, why are you here? It's that simple. Let's continue. Let's go to Hebrews. Matter of fact, I'm gonna read that these last two verses in this last verse. Verse 15. It says, if any man's work shall be burned, he shall suffer loss, but he himself shall be saved, yet so as by fire, through trials and tribulation. It's going to be burnt up, and we're going to see what y'all made out of. Con? Now, Hebrews 12:25. The book of Hebrews chapter 12 and verse 25.
Hebrews chapter 12 and verse 25. See that you refuse not him that speaketh, for if they escape not who refused him that spake on earth, much more shall we not escape if we turn away from him that speaketh from heaven, whose voice then shook the earth, but now he hath promised, saying, yet once more I shake not the earth only, but also heaven. And this word, yet once more, signifieth the removing of those things that are shaken.
You see that? So the Lord said, listen, a lot of y'all refuse this gospel, Christ, just as he refused the men of old, just as he refused the Torah, just as you refused and broke the covenant and refused the instruction that came through Moses. But just as I shook the earth, I'm going to shake heaven. Who's heaven? We are. The kingdom of heaven is within you. The kingdom of heaven suffereth violence until now. These are the parables that are within these scriptures. So it says right here, and this word, yet once more, signifieth the removing of those things that are shaken, and as of things that are made, that those things which cannot be shaken may remain. So the things that can't be shaken through the trials, that can't be shaken through the persecution, that can't be shaken through this false doctrine, that can't be bewitched, you're going to remain in this truth. You're going to remain in what everybody is trying to tear down. Khan? It says, wherefore we receiving a kingdom which cannot be moved, let us have grace, whereby we may serve God acceptably with reverence and godly fear. For our God is a consuming fire. You see? So are you going to be of those that remain, that endure unto the end, that keep this faith that was laid down and this foundation that was given onto us all the way going back to the 1st century, that has lasted all the way until now? Are you going to fall on the wayside like many people are doing now, because judgment is being cast in the house of the Lord, man?
Okay.
Let's get Luke. Let me show you something. Let's get Luke 10:1.
Luke chapter 10 and verse 1. After these things, the Lord appointed other 70 also.
So the Lord appointed 70 men. Do you know that the Lord had 70 men outside of the 12? Yes, 70 men.
Okay.
Powerful men. Leaders and elders. Go ahead.
Also, and sent them 2 and 2 before his face into every city and place, whither he himself would come.
So he sent these men out. Go teach the gospel. Go build up the church. Go build up the school, man. Bring these men in. He sent these men all out. 17.
Verse 17. And the 70 returned again with joy, saying, Lord, even the devils are subject unto us through thy name.
He said, man, even the devils are subject unto us, Lord. In your name, man. We out there blazing the streets, conquering, winning debates. All of that, man. We just built up a school here. We got these men here, sisters. Look what we doing. Go ahead.
Verse 18. And he said unto them.
Now look, listen to what Yahawashi said. Go ahead.
I beheld Satan as lightning falling from heaven.
He said, I beheld as Satan as lightning falling from heaven. Come on.
Behold, I give you power to tread on serpents.
He said, I give you power to tread on serpents and scorpions and over all the power of the enemy, and nothing shall by any means hurt you. Say, you're going to be untouchable, invincible. You're going to be like a god upon the earth, man. The things that you're going to be capable of doing. How many people have seen men in this truth and just be like, wow, look at what this guy's capable of? Because we are those 70 men. Read the verse 20.
Notwithstanding in this, rejoice not.
He said, but don't rejoice in this. Don't have your ego puffed up in the power that I'm giving you. Like Samson. The power's in my hair. No. The power comes from heaven. The power's in because I work out and I could. No. The power is from heaven. The power is because look how much money I got in my bank account. No. Your power comes from heaven. I got all the breakdowns. I've never been cut. Oh, yeah? Okay. Look how many views I have. Got all these views. 20,000, my last breakdown. Okay. See how the power that is given onto you? It's exactly what the general said not so long ago. You must have humility. Because if you don't have humility and don't realize it is not of you, you will be destroyed. And all of your works will be stripped from under you. And just as powerful as you thought you were by your own merit, the Most High will move you out the way and rise up somebody even more powerful than you have ever been. Read it again.
Notwithstanding in this, rejoice not that the spirits are subject unto you.
He said, don't rejoice that these spirits are subject unto you. Go ahead.
But rather rejoice because your names are written in heaven.
But rejoice because your names are written in heaven. That's what you should rejoice in. I hear a lot of people rejoicing like, that's a cut. Look what I did. I never heard somebody rejoice in character or principles or loyalty. How many dudes, even in the streets, I'm a real this. I never heard somebody say, I'm loyal. I never heard anybody brag about loyalty or holding their integrity.
There's a whole other, conversation, but you never really hear people hold those things in high regard, nor, try to seek counsel for, counsel's not just for rebuke or admonishment. You know what I'm saying? You never hear people try to, delve deep into their traumas, or you never hear people try to, reform themselves, or, it's usually always about the latest breakdowns. Like, a breakdown is not going to change your character. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to refine who you are. You suffer and deal with things that you dealt with in your life and pass down trauma from generations. So you have a lot of work to do within yourself, but those things are never put on the forefront. You know what I'm saying? Like,
absolutely.
The Yahawashi is looking at the man. He's looking at the man. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, that man, he has to go and heal that boy. You know what I'm saying? That's what's inside of him. That woman, she has to go and heal that girl.
Damn
that's
right.
Inside of her, because look at, right? When you talk about renewing your mind, right? You're talking about also altering your perception. Your perception is based on everything you've experienced till that day. Till that day. So everything that we see and how we look at the world right now, our relationships, the way we view jobs, the way we view money, women, everything has to do with everything we've experienced prior to today, this very day. And you're allotted the grace to be able to alter that and change that and heal that. You know what I'm saying? But those things are always not talked about enough. As much classes that we do on it, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't get, it's not taken as serious as, Paul was wrong when you said this, or Yahawashi. Like, those things you just stop. But when it comes to what you're saying, which I like that you're bringing that up, your integrity, saying your character, you know what I mean? Like, those things are always pushed in the background. I just want to say that.
Khan, sir, I pray you heard the general. I know he's a little far in the back of the room, but for the gist of what he's saying is what should be pushed in this community, quote unquote, more is the reformation of your mind. Are you reformed? Have you been baptized in the Spirit? Has your heart been circumcised? And that comes with pain. I said this many, many moons ago, that anybody that has a son, right, and your son gets circumcised, you hear the cry, you see the tears, you see the pain. It's a bloody thing. Now, how much more the pain of circumcision of the heart? So a physical circumcision was painful as a baby. Spiritual circumcision is going to be 10 times worse as a man. Because now you have to purge out all of the habits and character flaws and trauma and demons that you've held onto before you even knew anything about the gospel, about the truth. But a lot of people carry it on.
Yes.
And now they bring that character flaw into the truth, and it enhances into an even worse demon that you've ever seen before. And they wax worse and worse and worse. And now they're a shepherd over a flock, and they're creating monsters. Welcome to the Israelite community.
If I can say something.
The house of the sick. Go ahead, son.
I want to cut you off.
No, go ahead, Sean. Go ahead.
What both the brothers are saying, what makes that difficult, more so difficult, the circumcision of the heart, is that you live in a world of society where being uncircumcised in the heart makes you prosper. You gotta be receptive in this world,
Right.
this country, in order to advance. Like the Zuckerberg thing with how he screwed over his friend and became a millionaire on Facebook. We gotta have that mentality in a sense to succeed in this world. So it's almost oxymoronic to be an Israelite and live in this world, because it's going against nature. It's going against what you're supposed to.
Exactly.
Do. You can't succeed, or it seems impossible to succeed being righteous in this world. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
You put on a hat every time you come and go with brothers. You're righteous. You're back in the world. You're doing some shady shit. You know, so it's difficult.
I think that with that,
General Slakia, if you may, can you just please
I think
at least sit right there, Lord, because they need to hear it.
I think that with that, the most important thing is for you to have peace and be genuine to yourself, and that's to honor the Spirit of the Lord. However, I do think that you should, because there's rules to everything, I do think that you should honor the rules of the world if you're gonna be in the world. That makes sense. So be true. It's like being true and genuine to yourself is always gonna honor the Spirit that's within you, which means that you're gonna honor the Most High. So there's no problem with that. But you don't have to put on the hat for brothers in dealing with your brothers, because they're operating in that same spirit, right? The two or more is gathered, who's in the midst.
Right.
You have to put on the hat and obey exactly when you're out in the world, because you have to know how to use the world. You understand the rules of the world, so I'm gonna operate in those rules of the world.
Right.
But I'm always gonna be true to myself, and I'm always gonna be true to the Most High.
Be in the world, but not of the world.
There you go.
Appreciate you, General. We read verse 20, Con?
Yep.
All right, let's go to John. John 6 and 64. John 6 and 64.
John chapter 6 and verse 64.
Mm-hmm.
But there are some of you that believe not. For Christ knew from the beginning who they were that believed not and who should betray him.
So now, did those 70 men last? Or did some of them fall off? You know, there's examples of men that fell off. I'm gonna show you something. I'm gonna show you two instances. Even when you read the book of Revelation, going in from chapter 2 to chapter 3, and he's what? What is John the Revelator doing? The beloved of Christ. He's writing to what? The 7 churches. And he says what's good about the church, and he says what's bad about the church. Right? All right, okay, read it again.
But there are some of you that believe not. For Christ knew from the beginning who they were that believed not and who should betray him.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, therefore said I unto you, that no man can come unto me except it were given unto him of my Father.
No man is going to come onto Christ except if the Father gave that man onto him. Come on.
From that time, many of his disciples went back and walked no more with him.
Look at that. From that time, men was falling off. So if men were falling off that seen Christ, that walked with Christ, that was taught by Christ, you don't think men are going to fall off now? You don't think men are going to change doctrines now? You don't think men are going to be wicked and evil now, man? Even 10 times more. Those men walked with the Messiah, the Son of the living God. Seen the miracles, heard the teachings and the wisdom from the man himself. And what do you see this quote unquote community waxing worse
And worse.
and worse and worse. Why do you think the Most High said, I have to shorten the times? He said, I have to shorten the times. I have to. Because if I don't, even the very elect may be deceived. Even the elect may be deceived, man. Finish up the verse. Read it again, verse 66.
Verse 66. From that time, many of his disciples went back and walked no more with him.
Next verse.
Verse 67. Then said Christ unto the 12, will ye also go away?
Now that's a question I'm going to ask you. Are you also going to go away? Are you also going to be bewitched? Are you also going to return back to your vomit? Because it's more comfortable. Because it's easier. Because it's more convenient. Because it's more acceptable. In a world that is nothing but evil and wicked. That tells you everybody hold hands. Everybody just love each other. You know? It's great. But the very people they tell you to love hate you and despise you and use you. Now, let's go back to the good apostle Paul. Good apostle. 2 Thessalonians 2. And read verse 1. The book of 2 Thessalonians 2 and verse 1. Go ahead.
2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 1. Now we beseech you, brethren, by the coming of our Lord Yahawashi, and by our gathering together unto him, that ye be not soon shaken in mind.
That don't be shaken in mind. Go ahead.
Or be troubled.
Don't be troubled. You should not be shaken in mind or troubled because you see these prophecies coming to pass. Because you see men that you idolized falling off. Because you see everybody is just, it's like a bunch of chickens running without a head right now, man. And everybody's looking for a shepherd and looking for that example. I'm going to tell you, stop looking for an example and become it. That's what you should do. Become the example, Ak. Be the man that you know you're supposed to be. Be the woman that you know you're supposed to be. The brother, the sister, the father, the mother. Be the person that you know deep down inside you're supposed to be. And stop giving in to nonsense. Read it again. Verse 2.
Verse 2. That ye be not soon shaken in mind or be troubled, neither by spirit nor by word.
Don't be troubled by spirit, nor by word. Watch this. Nor by letter as from us. So what was going on back then? The forging of letters and epistles that were being sent out in the name of apostles. And we say, yo, don't believe that. Why do you think Paul had to say at times, I write this with mine own hand? I approve this. So if men were doing that back then, how much more than now? So we're saying, nor by word, nor by letter as from us, as that the day of Christ is at hand. Now read 3 John 1 and 9. Go to 3 John 1 and 9.
3 John chapter 1 and verse 9.
A lot of y'all never even read 3 John. Nigga said that's a 3 John? That's crazy. I ain't even know there was a... I thought it was just John and dang. Go ahead.
3 John 1:9. I wrote unto the church, but Diotrephes, who loveth to have the preeminence among them.
Read that. I just need you to read it a little slower, because this one is important right here, Lord. Go ahead.
I wrote unto the church, but Diotrephes.
But Diotrephes, right? However you pronounce it, shibboleth. All right. Read.
Who loveth to have the preeminence
He
among them.
loves to have the preeminence. This man in this church loved to be that guy. He loved the glory. He loved the likes. He loved the donations. He loved the subscriptions. He loved the battles and the glory of the debates. That's what he loved, Doc. He loved that the Most High, through the blood of Christ, gave him the power to tread upon serpents and scorpions. He loved it, and it got to his head. It got to his head because he thought it was of him. He thought it was of his own merit that he was given this power and this wisdom, but it came from heaven. Khan? Read it again.
I wrote unto the church, but Diotrephes, who loveth to have the preeminence among them, receiveth us not.
He didn't even want to receive the apostles that rose him up, that taught him, that gave him wisdom, that taught him the gospel. He's like, I don't even want to receive these guys, man. I'm the top guy in charge at this church, at this school, at this camp, on this YouTube channel. I'm the top guy. You? Get out of my face. Get 2 Corinthians 13:5.
Second Corinthians chapter 13 and verse 5.
Come on.
Examine yourselves.
Say it again.
Examine yourselves.
One more time.
Examine yourselves.
Examine yourselves. Come on.
Whether ye be in the faith.
Whether ye be in the faith. Go ahead.
Whether ye be in the faith. Prove your own selves.
Prove your own selves. Go ahead.
Know ye not your own selves, how that Yahawashi is in you, except ye be reprobates.
Except ye be reprobates. Know ye not your own selves, how that Christ is in you, except ye be reprobates. You want to know what a reprobate is? Somebody who is useless. That's what a reprobate is, Ak. Somebody that does not put in any work. A man filled with excuses. That's a reprobate, Ak. A man that has no vision. Where there is no vision, what? The people perish, man. The people fail. The people fall. Last precept, we're going to wrap it up. 2 Timothy 4 and verse 1. That boy Paul, man. We've been in Paul today, man. Paul, man. There's one person I will meet in the scriptures outside of Yahawashi, of course.
Right.
Outside of you can't count. You can't.
You don't
Even
count.
Moses. Moses don't. You can't say Moses because that's that guy.
Yeah. I was about to say Moses.
Because it's
Right.
Moses. Like it's Moses.
Right, you got that.
Like, of course, I want to meet Moses, but Paul, I want to meet Paul and be like, yo, you know what they say about you now? You know all the doctrines that came out of your letters?
I'm going David.
Let's talk about it.
I'm going David.
Let's talk about it. David don't count. You can't pick because those people are like,
I gave him.
yo,
Moses
nah, there's
and
certain,
Yahawashi.
yo, General. There's certain people on the Mount Rushmore,
Nah, yeah, you can't.
on the Mount Jerusalem, on Mount Zion. You can't pick them,
Nah,
man.
he definitely.
You can't pick those guys. You know what I'm saying? Salakia. But go ahead, read 2 Timothy 4, man.
2 Timothy chapter 4 and verse 1.
I charge thee therefore before God and the Lord Yahawashi, who shall judge the quick and the dead at his appearing in his kingdom. Preach the word, be instant in season, out of season.
Preach the word, be instant in season and out of season.
Yo,
I remember brothers. Go ahead, go ahead, General. Go ahead. My hands is up. My hand.
I want to say something real fast.
Go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
So it says in season and out of season, right? There is no one set season where you can bear fruit. In nature, right? The Lord shows us this through agriculture.
That's right.
In the springtime and the summertime is an abundance of vegetation that can be grown. You'll see that, right? Vegetables, fruits. But guess what? Guess what also grows? Though it may not be very abundant like in the spring and summer, but in the dead of winter, you know what's in season? Pomegranates, cherries, kale. Kale grows in snowy, hard ice conditions. So what does that tell you? That you don't take your hand from the plow in any season. It's constant throughout the years, throughout all the seasons.
That's right.
It may slow up a little bit during the winter, but you make sure you maintain that consistency, that discipline, and that devotion, no matter what year you're in, no matter what time of the year you're in. Because in every time of the year, you can bear fruit. Just want to put that
Now,
out
to
there.
add more wisdom to that, right? You know, in season and out of season will also translate into when your life is good and when your life is bad. That's what must be understood. When you're going through trials and tribulation, right? You're beefing with your wife. Your kids is being rebellious, and you don't got money like that, and all this is going on, right? What must you do? Does that mean that, man, I can't go to camp today, man? I'm just going through it. You know how many times I felt that?
That's a fact.
You know how many times I didn't want to go to class because I just got off of a 12-hour shift? You know how many times I got $20 in my bank account, but I still have to go to camp? You know how many times I got into a heated battle with somebody in my family? They are
Right before camp.
right before camp.
Yeah, you have to learn how to love doing this work unconditionally. You know what I'm saying? And not allow complacency, you know what I'm saying?
Complacency.
To seep in or do things according to your convenience. That's key, right? The Lord is always you got to realize, right? The Lord is a father. He's observing you. So you may think that you're getting away with certain things, but he's observing you. Then you're like, dang, this doesn't, dang, my life is, my ribs now should start acting up, my car, my job, my da-da-da. And the Lord's like, yeah, look at what you're doing. You're taking away from me, so I got to take away from you.
Right.
But brothers, they don't think about that. Sisters, they don't think about that, right? I love that you're going into that, because a lot of people, they don't understand how to serve the Lord with unconditional love, right? Or despite the conditions that they're going through. We gotta push. Now, of course, in certain, seasons, in certain situations, emergencies happen. You know what I'm saying? But if your life is hard, you're still expected, not by us, but the Lord, through his observation, you're still expected to push. That's what keeps you from being just a civilian or just a member. That's what makes you rise above to the elite status. Elite status is who can still get their ass kicked every day, right? Who can still go through problems in their marriage, jobs, car issues, you know what I'm saying? All types of stuff, and still show up and still produce.
It's like, you want to know what's amazing, Adawan? When I found out a brother's phone was on D&D. In my head, I'm like, I don't even know what that is.
Yeah. Because you're
D&D.
In your position, you're
I don't know what do not disturb is.
Your phone can't be on you.
My phone doesn't stop. It doesn't stop. For some reason, they always know my day off. I don't know how. Something in the spirit be like, yo, y'all will stop off today. Call them. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm out of nowhere. I'm like, dang, man. I thought I had a day to myself, man. Daughter crawling on me, son punching me in the face. I'm like, yeah, man. So you gotta understand, brother. All right? Yeah, man. You know? You can't put the plow down no matter what you're going through. You can't put the plow down no matter how many thorns are in the field, man. You have to continue to put in the work, no matter the obstacle that's in front of you. And when you begin to push through these things, the Most High will send an increase like you've never believed.
In your life, yeah. In your life too.
So go ahead. Read verse 2 again, Lord.
2 Timothy chapter 4 and verse 2. Preach the word. Be instant in season, out of season.
Be instant in season, out of season. Go ahead.
Reprove, rebuke, exhort,
lift up. Go ahead.
with all long suffering.
With all long suffering, aka patience. You must have patience. Something I tell myself daily. Salakia. Go ahead.
And doctrine.
Go ahead.
Verse 3. For the time will come when they will not endure sound doctrine.
But the time is going to come where they're not going to endure sound doctrine. They're going to teach lies, blasphemous things. Go ahead.
But after their own lust shall they heap to themselves teachers.
See that? But after their own lust, their own desires, that preeminence, shall they heap to themselves teachers having itching ears, changing all these doctrines and look at this and look at that. You guys, you don't know what you're talking about. Okay. And they shall turn away their ears from the truth and shall be turned onto fables. That's what they shall be turned onto. Onto fables. But watch thou in all things, endure afflictions, do the work of an evangelist. What is the work of an evangelist? Somebody who teaches the gospel and brings in fruit. But watch this. Make full proof of thy ministry. You must make full proof of your ministry. That's what you should do. Make full proof on the gift that God gave you to teach the people, to bring in the flock. Everybody's brick is, not everybody's a teacher. Not everybody's a debater. Not everybody can orate things eloquently. Not everybody likes to read books. These things are strenuous, I understand. But what are you doing? That's why it's full proof of thy ministry. Your individual ministry, you have to make full proof of. And if you're not doing that, just leave the truth. Just leave.
Put the plot on.
Put the plow down, because you're not even using it. You're just standing there holding it.
Push out, please.
Call us out.
Amadri Mapani Makodam. This is Psalm chapter 98. Oh, sing unto the Lord a new song, for he hath done marvelous things. His right hand and his holy arm hath gotten him the victory. The Lord hath made known his salvation. His righteousness has he openly showed in the sight of the heathen. He has remembered his mercy and his truth toward the house of Israel. All the ends of the earth have seen the salvation of our God. Make a joyful noise unto the Lord, all the earth. Make a loud noise and rejoice and sing praise. Sing unto the Lord with the harp and the voice of a song. With the trumpets and sound of the cornet, make a joyful noise before the Lord, the King. Let the sea roar and the fullness thereof, the world and they that dwell therein. Let the floods clap their hands, let the hills be joyful together. Before the Lord, for he cometh to judge the earth. With righteousness shall he judge the world, and the people with equity. In the name of Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahawashi, the Wadah Tamyat, Aman.
Aman.
Amajim Shabbat. Amajim. Barak. Yahweh Shem Yahshai Barakatam.
Yahweh Shem Yahshai Barakatam.